And joining us now, retired IDF colonel and former Israeli government spokesperson Miri. She is now managing director of the International Institute for Counterterrorism at Reichman University. Miri, thank you, Colonel, for being with us. It's been a year since that attack, Israel's launch of its war in Gaza. What's your assessment of what we have lived through this last year?
Every single Israeli has been in mourning, but has not been allowed to mourn. I'm sitting here now. Jose, right before I went on, there was a siren here because Yemen Houthis fired another ground-to-ground missile at Israel. We are in a war and have been for a year. And I think that what we feel the worst is that we don't feel that we can see the end. And when I say that, this isn't about the Israeli government. This isn't about the decision-making. It actually is about the perception of our enemies. Today, here we are a year into this, and I was just watching the Hamas spokesperson who was talking about all of the achievements. Khamenei tweeted out this morning about the wondrous October 7th day that changed everything. And I think that a year on in, the clearest voices that I want to start hearing more, that I think we're hearing more in Israel, is to call out not just who started it. This isn't about a child who started it. It's about what these horrific organizations, sub-state actors like Hamas, like Hezbollah, all backed by Iran, what they're doing. Look at us. We're a country in mourning, and we can't even do that. We've had lots of sirens during the day. Hezbollah fired in today. The Yemenites have fired in today. Even Hamas managed to fire into Israel today because they want to make a point. They want to show they're still there. But what's there? All they've brought is their own destruction, and it's a horrible situation.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about that, because they indeed have brought so much destruction. More than 41,000 people have been killed in Gaza, many of them civilians. Do you think, Colonel, any of this death, this destruction, could have been avoided?
Here we are. It's October 7th, 2024, and you and I have been talking quite a few times over this last year, and I want to remind all of us, Hamas took these people brutally from their homes, children, babies, elderly, and have held them ever since. Hamas, every single day, could bring back those, and that assault, that war, trying to get back our Israelis from the Gaza Strip would end, but they haven't done so. They have continued to fire. Not only that, not only firing into Israel and holding the hostages, but in the most horrific way. You take things for granted. It's not like anybody has seen them. I was today on my university campus where the institute is, and we've had for the last year, from October 7th, an Israeli student who was taken hostage. And Jose, only today, a year after that event, where he's been held hostage for a year, only today did they announce that he was actually killed on October 7th in 2023. How can that be? Because Hamas have never said who they have, how they are. Nobody has seen them. And we already know, both from those who have come back, from the bodies that have come back, that they are in horrific condition. And that's what Hamas is doing. And it only makes things worse. So, it's such a somber day. It's such a challenging day for me personally and for everybody in Israel. So to talk about it from Hamas's point of view, their success is that there are places around the world today that are saying that what they did was the beginning of a new time. And it was the beginning of a new time. It definitely changed Israel, but this is not a change to the good.
And this change is Israel involved in at least 5-6 different fronts. And you were talking about the Houthis, you're talking about Iran, you're talking about Hezbollah, you're talking about Hamas. Where do you see this going forward?
So when I look at this, Israel has been in a multi-front war from October, I'll say 8th, and today Hezbollah, without Hassan Nasrallah, also put out their statement in honor of the greatness of what they're doing. I'm being sarcastic. And in it they said, we joined in on October 8th. They say it very clearly. So we've been in this multi-front war for an entire year. Where does it go? So the first thing is that I'm sitting here, Jose, and we're having a somber day, and we are here. And we are resilient, and we are holding together, and yes, we have lots of challenges. But I do think that in that sense, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, I'm not usually one who makes these big bombastic statements, that we are standing right now, Israel, with all of our flaws and pimples, we are standing at the forefront of what people aren't willing to say. These horrific, genocidal, terrorist organizations like Hamas, go read their charter, like Hezbollah, go read what they said today, like Khamenei, go look at his tweets. You all like social media, see what they say in Arabic, in Persian, to their own public. And yes, we're at the forefront, and we're going to stand strong. That doesn't make it easier for me. Here I have gone gray over this last year. It's a tough place to be right now in Israel. It isn't that happy country that we used to be, but we're resilient, and we're standing strong, and we feel in that sense that we really are standing here and will continue to be here for another 100 years.
Retired IDF Colonel Miri Eisen, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.